Hey everybody, Vince August here. It is Wednesday, January 6th, and unless you've been, busy at work without access to a television, without access to any type of internet, I guess you don't have any idea what's going on. But when you get home, man, the news is going to be interesting for you tonight. Um, I, to me, the thing right now that I just can't seem to grasp is the people that are posting on social media how they're shocked. I don't know what anybody is shocked about. I mean, this has been tweeted about for the last month that there was going to be this rally in Washington, D.C. today. This gathering has been going on for a solid month now since the last rally they had in Washington. So, how people are surprised that this happened today is, one thing. And then it's the whole thing of, wow, but we never thought they would storm the Capitol. Why? Why did you never think that these people were going to storm the after what we've seen all year? I mean, you saw people in Michigan go there with AR-15s and stand in the Capitol for COVID-19 and the lockdown. What made you think that this this is mind-numbing to me that everyone is just like, oh my God, I didn't see this coming. Well, I mean, have you seen? Look, this entire year has been this buildup of constant aggression and division. We're beyond the powder keg, man. We're a powder keg surrounded by fire. I mean, I really don't understand what everyone is shocked with. Now, let me start with this. For those of you who don't know, and I've said this over and over again, I'm a libertarian. I'm an independent. I don't affiliate myself with Republican or Democrat. Never have, never will. I'm sorry. You're not going to pull me to one of these two sides because I really don't believe there's a politician out there that truly has the best interest of the people. I think they have the best interest of their donors. They have the best interest of whoever it is that gets them in office. And then once they get in office, they become part of this organized crime that is our government. And then they're a slave to the system and kind of get wrapped into it. And if you don't know anything about that, well, then all you have to do is look at what's been going on for the last pretty much month and a half, down in Congress with $600 checks and $2,000 checks and all of that. So that's the first thing. But on top of that, if you affiliate yourself or align yourself with just one person, one candidate, if you're going to throw all your weight behind somebody, with all due respect, and I'm sorry, my dog is just wanting to crawl all over me. I mean, you want that person to be Donald Trump? I mean, this is when all is said and done, and the person that the hill you're willing to die on, is it the Donald Trump hill? Because look, hey, you're allowed to vote for whoever you. I don't care who you voted for. If you voted for Trump, that's your vote, man. God bless you. That's your right as an American to do that, and that's great. You voted for Biden. You voted for Biden. You voted for somebody else. But this country is bigger than one person. It's bigger than one candidate, and I don't care if you think like the end all be all was Obama or it was Trump or it's Biden or it's I don't care. If you're throwing that much faith into one person and one candidate and not the people that make up the country, then I don't think you get it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand that mentality. I don't understand how people are aligning themselves under this guy. I don't get it. I really don't get it. So that's the one thing. Like all those people that gathered in Washington, and the funny thing is, and I'm seeing this on the news, and I'm seeing when they interview people, it's I'm not a Republican, I'm a Trump supporter. Listen, again, I just think you have to look at the person and ask yourself, is this the? I mean, I don't know, man. This is what you're willing to go to jail for? Him? You're willing to go to jail for him? I can't think of one politician, not one, I'm willing to go to jail for. I can't think of one politician willing for me to risk my life nonetheless, and we're going to get into that, to storm the Capitol building in Washington. I mean, that nut job that sat in the chair in the Senate, I mean, does he realize he's going to wind up in a military-based type trial? I mean, these are federal offenses that people, you know, this Antifa stuff that started over summer. This is a different ball game that people have engaged in 2020 and don't realize. You're playing games now that you're going to throw your life away for elections and politicians and things that, man, if that's what your life is worth and that's the hill you want to die on, I guess that's your choice. Good for you. Um, let's talk about police and police action and inaction. Clearly, DC wasn't ready for this today. And, with regards to cops and their cop action, there's two things about this. One, you can't tell cops for the better part of the last 6 months, stand down and then have them, then yell at them today, how are you not shooting people? Because look, and I'm not trying to defend the cops to the point of saying, what all cops do is good, what all cops do is bad. But to me, I don't understand how only one person got shot. I'll be honest. That's a miracle in restraint, how only one person got shot when you think about they stormed the Capitol. And the only explanation for that is they weren't ready for this. And I don't think they know how to act anymore. I don't think they know how to react anymore. And I guess White House police are different than the police that roam the street, and maybe they're not as trigger happy. I mean, I don't know. And you can't blame black people right now for saying, oh, come on, really? So these people don't get shot, but yet there's police shootings all over. I mean, how do you blame black people right now for saying that? How does anyone look at a black person right now and say, no, this is a different thing? This is not a different thing, man. I mean, look, if you do if you do to my house what was done at the Capitol today, I could tell you right now, more than one person would have been shot. I can guarantee you that. And I'm not a cop. I'm just defending me. As far as the people in the Capitol, look, man, I grew up in Hackensack, New Jersey. We lived over a bakery in Hackensack. My house got broken into multiple times with armed people. And, if you don't look at that situation today and say, look, that's Washington, that's the Capitol, they have police there. Look, you know what? I don't care who you are, I don't care what the circumstances is, and I don't like politicians, and I don't think politicians have our best interest most of the time. But you never want to see anybody in danger, man. You don't want to see anybody live like this. We don't want to see our country turn into this. We don't want to be that thing that we've seen around the world. That's not what we want to become. And you know what? I've been screaming this for all year, and you guys have been watching my videos. I've been screaming this for all year. You guys need to stop calling each other names. You need to stop calling them deplorables. They need to stop calling you snowflakes. Everybody needs to stop. It just needs to stop because we first of all, we're in a lockdown situation. Okay. We have 14.5 million people with no health insurance. We have 30 million people lost some source of income this year. I'll tell you right now, I sat down with my accountant. I took an 80% hit on my income this year. Had a tree fall through my deck. I have that expense to cover. I don't have money to pay for any of this shit because I lost a lot of money, a lot of income this year. Had all kinds of, got a PP loan to try to keep my business running. And now I got a letter from them. They want their money. A person can only take so much. So as a society, we were on lockdown. We lost our income. We didn't have health insurance. Okay. And on top of it, we got people yelling at each other over an election over people that I have to be honest with you. The people in Washington, it's all rhetoric, man. They don't give a crap about you. And you're willing to what? Storm a Capitol building and die for that? I don't get it. The fact that people are surprised about this, I don't get that. This has been brewing. We knew that. I mean, I saw videos last night of people getting on planes flying to DC, and you saw them, this pep rally building. And look, man, the president should have come out a long time ago. He waited too long to tell people, whoa, 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 guys, look, no, 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 no. We have 75 million supporters, and this is not who we are. Let's not get painted like this because this is the whole thing. All they've told me is, how I'm a white supremacist, and he could have ended the white supremacy thing. He could have ended a lot of that rhetoric today by saying, yo, 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 you people that you're doing this. No, don't do this. So again, I don't know that that's what you want to, look, I'm going to look at the comments here, but people saying, no, that was Antifa. That was, I know, I don't want to hear this. Look, I don't want to hear this. What I saw today, I don't care who it is. Okay. What I saw today was people carrying Trump flags. I saw people going down. This was a Trump rally. Don't blame this on Antifa. Look, Antifa burned down Portland for 90 days or whatever it was. And everyone was just, it's, whatever, the streets talking, these are people venting. This is First Amendment. You let that go. Well, this is what happens when you let that go. Eventually, you're going to have this. We've had this all year, but you guys won't stop. You won't. No one is willing to reach across and say, look, man, we got to stop this. I mean, the rhetoric is even with people's, now that Trump lost, we need to make a list of Trump supporters and make sure that they lose their jobs and never get hired. Really? Is that what you want to do too? I mean, for as much as they were, look at what you saw today. You want to aggravate these people even more? So what do we want to turn? We want to make today worse? And listen, those people you saw today, this is the worst of what we have. There's no defending that, man. So no one should try to defend this. And the worst thing you should do, the worst thing you can do as far as I'm concerned is defend this with the what aboutism. Well, what about what they did? No, listen, it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Don't try to justify one riot with another riot. If you don't like rioting, you don't like rioting. If you don't like protesting and looting that gets to this point, you don't like any of it. You can't. I don't know, man. I've been saying it and I've been preaching this from the beginning. From the beginning, okay? We have to be about us. We stop putting faith in politicians. Stop it. Really. Put faith in your neighbor, put faith in yourself. Look, man, you got to build your communities. We got to build our relationships with one another. I mean, if you're waiting for Congress to pass laws with regards to hatred nah, man, you can't legislate hate away. You can't. We just as people have to learn how to not hate anymore. And the only way to do it is communicate. But the less we communicate because we move to our sides, into our neutral corners, so we could what? Arm up and fight. So we're going to protest here, you protest there, and then we're going to. This is not the country I want to live in. It's not the country I want to live in, And look, I'm going to look at comments today because today's about discussion. We need to talk. Melina, I love Melina. You're such a sweetheart. Exactly. It was as obvious as day between now and January 20th. It's going to be crazy. How is this a surprise? It's not a surprise. None of this is a surprise to me. And I'm shocked at the people today that were clutching their pearls. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Can't believe it's happening. I can't believe it took this long. How about that? I can't believe it took this long. Man, everyone yelling out all kinds of theories with elections being stolen and oh my God, these ballots appeared overnight and this and that. Look, man, if you think every conspiracy theory is true and look, I'm not saying, look, I understand that people think elections were stolen, but without proof, you're just yelling shit. Like this guy Lynn Wood who's out there yelling things. This is craziness, man. This is crazy. And this country is bigger than one person. It's bigger than one election. It really is. And you've got to believe that. Otherwise, we're doomed. We're bigger than one Supreme Court justice. We're bigger than one president. We're 350 million people of all different races, creeds, colors, gender orientations, everything else. I mean, damn, there's no place on the earth that's like this. And we're better than this. We really are. At our best, no one is better in this country. I'm sorry. That's what I feel. Can't fight the establishment. No, listen, when it comes to politics, politics is just that. It's a dirty business, man. It's politics. And I've always said it. I think there's a weird level of, organized criminal activity with where they get money from donors and they have special interest groups and lobbyists and this and that. They're all on the. I don't trust politicians. I don't, which is why I want term limits. I think if you limit people to having that job for 2 terms, at most 10 years, and then they have to get a job doing something else, it's harder to bribe every new person that comes into office than bribe one person for 40 years. That's just my take on politics. I'm sorry, and I don't like our politicians. Josh, I can't think of one politician I would leave my house for. Never. No, I'm with you, Josh. I can't think of one person that I'm willing to go to jail for that's a politician. A politician? I'm going to storm the fuck out of here. Pardon my language. Jennifer Rowe, politics aside, look how easy it was to storm our nation's capital. This is my major concern right now. Well, look, I'm going to tell you this. Again, this goes to the thing of, policing. And there's got to be a clear order from somebody at some point in time that, look, when you break into a building, when you break into a federal building, you break into a house, you break into a business, you have to be able to defend that place. And I don't care if it's against white people, black people, Spanish people, what color you are, what you break and entry like that, you've got to be able to stand your ground. I'm not talking about in the middle of the street like that kid did where you drove from one state to another state, grabbed the no. I'm talking about protect your house, protect your business, protect the federal building. I mean, I saw them guns drawn, whatever. I'm surprised they weren't unloading. All of a sudden, cops aren't shooting. I don't know. This was Antifa, Black Lives Matter, dressed as Trump supporters. Dude, that's a conspiracy theory. You don't have proof for that. You don't know who was in. Come on, man. You're better than that, John. Don't say that. These protesters didn't have bricks or hurt cops, though. Mary Lou, here's the thing with that. You can't justify breaking into the state capitol building and then start grading the level of violence as saying, well, look, nothing burned down, so it's not as bad. Look, a crime is a crime. That's like saying going 80 miles per hour in a 65. You know what? That's not as bad as going 90 miles an hour in a 65. Look, you're speeding. And yes, there is a bigger punishment for the 90 versus the 80 in terms of points on a ticket in this hand, but that's a legal thing. The bottom line is breaking the law is breaking the law. So at that point, the court will deal with the ramifications of how bad it was. But breaking the law is breaking the law. Criminal is a criminal. I'm not going to compare. Look, to me, it's all criminality. And here's the other thing. Now we're going to have people that are going to start saying, well, Vin, much like the Antifa Black Lives Matter protest, it wasn't everybody there that was doing it. Come on. Let's not play this game. Nick, hi Vince. I have friends there. I called them on the way home as all day. I had no idea they shared this. Over 500,000 people there, all backgrounds, 90% peaceful. Look, just started talking about this. Yes, I understand that the vast majority of this was peaceful, much like every other protest out there. That we're going to hear this over and over. Most of the people weren't engaged in this. When you look at the amount of people that were there, but you know what? Here's my question about this. At the point you see someone else doing something wrong, if 9 out of 10 people are there doing something peacefully, then 9 out of 10 people should be able to stop the 10 people, the 10th person from doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So if you have 10 people at a protest and one person is about to get stupid, those 9 people should be able to stop that one person. And this goes for every riot and every protest. Okay. So if 90% of the people are peaceful, then the 90% of the people that are peaceful need to tell the 10% of the people that aren't peaceful, knock the shit off. Stop. No, that's not us. That's not why we're here. Because now, you know what? Now you're going to make us look bad. Because I'll tell you right now, if I'm out with a group of friends and one of my friends is getting stupid, I'm going to tell them, you're being stupid. Knock it off. And I will make sure that that person gets put in line. So you know what? You're your brother's keeper. How about that? That's my take on that. I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and I don't care. Mary Lou, they went directly to the palace. Yeah, they did. They went directly to the Capitol building. And listen, I'll be honest, on the other hand, those Congress people, those senators, everybody that was in that Congress had more protection than most of us will have in our homes. And you know what? Maybe this feeling of vulnerability will make them realize the frustration that people have on the street next time they're in there talking about the difference between a $600 check and a $2,000 check. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the silver lining in all of this is, wow, the people in this country, at least, the people that, obviously people are mad. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they get it now. I don't know. Law enforcement is scared to even look at someone the wrong way. Can't blame Jennifer. Yes, some law enforcement, I can understand that. I understand how look, like I said, we saw them being told to stand down, but at the same time, we saw tear gas in DC not too long ago. I mean, where was the tear gas today? As soon as they hit the Capitol steps, as soon as they got to the door of the Capitol steps, they should have been tear gas all over the place. They were on those Capitol steps way too long. A solid 2 hours? No tear gas? I don't know. You could have they could have been some gas. They didn't destroy local businesses. Again, we're splitting hairs, Mary Lou. I think we're splitting hairs. And again, you guys are going to get mad at me. Look, I'm not justifying one riot compared to the other. That's not what I'm doing here. And we can't say, well, it wasn't as bad as this. Look, I'm condemning all of it. I'm sitting here looking at you saying all of the riots and protests that we've seen this year, when it gets to this place, I don't care what the cause is. I don't care what side you're on. It's wrong. The second it becomes criminal, it's wrong. Democrat, Republican, it becomes criminal, it's wrong. I'm not defending one against the other. We can't say the level of criminality, well, these people did this. This was illegal, but no, stop. Please stop, man. We need to stop. Um, they broke law and breached. Yes, I agree with you. Breaking the law is breaking the law. Um, President Trump still had to bring up the stolen election in his speech. Again, you know what, Tracy? President Trump could have stopped this thing early on. Right when he was giving his speech, he should have said, listen, all of you people that are here supporting me, the fight is not over, okay? But we're going to do this the right way. I'll be back in 4 years. I will run in 4 years. We're going to pick the candidates that we think are holding up principles that we believe in. We're going to identify them. And you know what? These are the people we want you to throw your support. That's what democracy is. But yeah, when you incite people with stolen elections, look, they stole it again last night. Man, he incited it. All you got to say is, please, whatever you guys do today, please don't get stupid. Please don't let them paint me out to be the thing that they've painted out me to be for the last 4 years. He could have stopped this. Tony, why should he side with the people who robbed the election and tell them to back down? The people, you know why, Tony? It's not a question about siding with people that stole elections. Again, and we're saying stole elections without any proof of anything being stolen. Yeah, and you're going to say, look, there's voter fraud. I grant it, there's voter fraud. Was there voter fraud to the point of elections being turned? There's no evidence of it. I'm an attorney. I'm a former judge. I do things based on evidence. I haven't seen enough that leads me to say these states with this amount of difference, there are the votes there. And if you say, well, Georgia could have been flipped. All right, look, the election's over. Do we have an election problem in this country? Unquestioned. Dating back to 2000. I've done a video on this. Dating back to 2000, hanging chads. We had election issues then. We've had elections repeatedly in this country. Question. These ballots. Look, we want to have identifications now for those people that take the vaccine, but we don't want to have voter ID identification. Does that make sense to me? No, it doesn't. Can we fix our election system? We better. Can we fix our election process? We better. This year was the year we learn about it. But again, I don't think this country hinges, and I hope no one proves me wrong, on one election. I still don't think you take 200 plus years of history and destroy it in a 2-year cycle because we're going to have an election in 2 years. I just don't think it's going to happen. Everyone's like, the country's lost. Oh man, come on. We've heard this before. The country's lost. I mean, come on. We had President Obama was in for 8 years. Republicans, what happened? Did the country disappear? Trump was in for 4 years. Democrats, what happened? Did the country disappear? I mean, why should this definitely shouldn't have happened, but neither should everything else prior to this have happened. Nicole, I agree with you. None of this is right. No, I'm not justifying any of it, but this is why we have to stop. This is why we have to stop name calling. This is why we have to stop antagonizing one another. Again, people are suffering right now. And when I say people are suffering, I'm talking about pandemic. I'm talking about losing jobs, losing businesses, losing loved ones, losing lives. Okay. We have people in hospitals in crazy amounts of numbers right now. People are suffering in many, many ways. And that's why I say, man, if there was ever a time for people to be fucking kind to one another, If this isn't it, I don't know. And we seem to be going the opposite direction. Rather than looking at one another and saying, man, we're taking an ass beating. We need to really be compassionate towards one another. Like even last night, I'll be honest, this morning, people I saw texting and messaging each, and I saw all kinds of, where Democrats were like spiking the football. We won the election, this and that. Look, again, civility, man. This isn't we won, you lost. What is that? That's decorum. Is that decorum? That's not decorum. I'm sorry, that's not. This is not Yankees Red Sox, man. You guys are treating this like a game. This is not a game. A woman lost her life today. It's a sad day for America. Catherine, I agree with you. I mean, we have people storming Capitol buildings, getting shot. There's nothing to be proud right now. This is an injustice and it's ignorance. Bear, it is. It's ignorance. I feel more should have been done, but let's call it what it is. In a country that plays favorites, one race over another, it makes us look like. Bear, listen, I'm not going to disagree with you. Look, when you see police leveling justice in certain situations, and again, as a black man, how am I going to disagree with you right now and say when you saw what you saw today, how you can't feel marginalized? What am I going to do? Sit here and try to justify it? I'm not. I'm telling you right now, I can't justify it. Jim Gunnarsson, agree completely. Sadly, this didn't surprise me much either. I can't believe Homeland Security didn't see this coming. Jim, this is inexcusable. I mean, the lack of preparation. And you know what's funny? Even like I saw CNN this morning as I was in Zoom court and my phone, gives me the messages and they're like, low turnout for the DC rally. So, here's CNN trying to say, aha, look, Trump doesn't have that big of a support. Then I turn on the news, I'm like, low turnout? I'm like, again, it's all a game for these news people and the media, and it's a game, and it shouldn't be because it's our lives. They're safe. Trust me, they're safe. This was the Capitol building. Ask yourself how they got that close, and they got it. Yeah, again, cops. Why are they standing down that far? And listen, to me, again, the second they hit the Capitol steps, should have been tear gas everywhere, everywhere. There should have been helicopters coming in. Don't get it. Kathy, everyone loses right now. Yeah, wrong. This election is about communism versus America. Everyone believing this election is like any other is ignorant. Tina, look, with regards to communism, in my opinion, I think this country is bought and paid for. It has been bought and paid for years. I think we have class warfare. As much as people want to make this about race, I tend to think the first war is always rich versus poor. I just do. I don't think when it comes to poor black people, poor white people, I don't think rich people give a damn what color their skin is. I'll be honest. I don't think billionaires give a damn what color skin. I think the only color they care about is green, silver, and gold. And that this country is going to become a communist country. Well, based on what you saw today, it doesn't look like people are going to sit by and watch that happen. So I don't know. Danielle, replying to Danielle, is it Halloween for tens of thousands of people? Yeah, look, again, it's a sad day. It's a sad day for our democracy. It's a sad day for Americans. And for anyone to be sitting there and justifying and comparing lawlessness, well, this wasn't as lawless as that was. This is how we're going to grade ourselves now. So we're going to grade ourselves on the level of lawless. So we're going to grade the crime on, well, look, man, you know what? I only shot one person. That dude killed three. I just don't think that that's where we want to go. Again, I've seen this coming. I'm not surprised by anything I saw today. I'm really not. I'm surprised at the people that are surprised. I think the media's, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, is a lot of bullshit because you know what? They've been fanning this flame, and I think a part of them really loves it. I really do. I think it's sad. I agree, Vince. I think corporate America drives policy. Corporate America has always driven policy here. I'm sorry for the people that think this is going to be a communist government. If communist means that we're going to have about 50 billionaires running the country and the rest of us are going to be poor, if that's your version of communism, then that's what this is going to be. But you know what? Hey, again, as people, we can change outcomes. We can, get involved. Get involved. I think it's sad that we lost all these businesses this year. And we're going to have to, as people say, you know what? After what I saw this year, I'm only going to support local businesses. Stop using Amazon. Stop supporting big businesses. Again, there's 350 million of us. The 50 billionaires can't exist without the 350 million of us. We have numbers, but what they do is they divide us and conquer. So we fight each other as opposed to fighting the system. How about that? Media is the devil. Yeah, I don't trust our media, Debbie. You know the way I feel about it. That's why I do these videos now, because today's one of the rare days I watch mainstream media, because I wanted to watch live what was happening as soon as I was done with court. Everyone needs to take their ball and go home. Everyone on all sides needs to chill out. I agree, Jennifer. We all need to chill. We all need to stop calling each other names. Stop with the name calling. Stop with the we're better. Stop taking that superior high ground, because I guarantee you, I'm going to end on this. I guarantee you, when we sit down as human beings, I guarantee you, all of us have more in common than we do differences. Because my guess is we all want to be able to wake up with a roof over our head, go to a job, earn a living, be able to support our family, put food on the table, have some form of health care to protect us in the event we do get sick, take a vacation or two a year, be able to go from place to place, whether it's work to home, work to the restaurant, work to whatever social place we go to, without feeling we're in danger, be able to come home, be happy, share that experience with our family at night without people bothering us. I think that's what most people want to do. And we could do that if we stop looking at each other in tribes and stop, judging one another based on whatever, okay? Color, race, sexual orientation, what a person looks like, what they dress like. I really, all we want to do is wake up, have a good day, work, make money, have money to buy things, live life, have health care, come home, share time with our family, live in peace, not have someone interfere with our peace, and all get along. I would say most of the people watching this is all you want. So do we have more in common or more in difference with one another? I don't know. Um, you'd go to prison from Mickey Mouse to Daniela. That's a good way to end. I would go to prison for Mickey Mouse. Where's Mickey? Where the hell's Mickey? Here's Mickey. Here's Mickey over here. She knows I love Disney. Even that corporate giant organization. God knows what kind of corruption they're involved with. Listen, everyone, seriously, man, from the bottom of my heart, just we got to find a way to get along and care about one another. We're bigger than the system. There's more of us than there are of them. We have strength in numbers, and we can always make sure that we take care of one another. That's what it comes down to, man. Just find peace in your heart. I mean, if you're a Christian, if you're a spiritual person, if you're a religious person, you can't see criminality, you can't see any form of violence and condone it. I don't care which side of the aisle you fall on. Hey, that's my message. I don't know. Sad day. Sad day.